Welcome to Google Ads Unleashed, the podcast that helps you harness the power of Google Ads. And now your host, Jeremy Young.
Hello, and welcome back to Google Ads Unleashed, guys. Hope everyone is doing well. And today I want to talk about something that is a little bit unusual because it's not something that a lot of people look at all the time, and I think it's desperately overlooked. And that is a metric you may have never even considered or maybe not even heard about. And that is conversions by conversion time and conversion value by conversion time. And then I'm going to give you a little hack how you can even calculate ROAS based on conversion time. What is the difference versus click conversions by click date? And also, what does this all have to do with e-commerce? All of that in the podcast ahead. And I'm going to start off with a story that happened 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago, a client approached me to do an audit. So I got access to the Google Ads account and I looked at it. And usually how I do audits, I explained this in the last call, I look at various things. And the first thing that I noticed straight away was the conversion tracking. So something that sort of struck me. First of all, this client was high ticket, right? So not very cheap. It was sort of a solar panel device for your home. Very, very specific niche, but plenty of search volume, high average order value, and of course people will sort of think a little bit before they will buy. And something that sort of struck me was I don't always just look at how the conversion tracking is set up. You know, do we have server-side tracking? Is enhanced conversions set up? Is consent mode set up? Do we have backup conversions through GA4 set up, etc.? But something that I look at as well is the conversion delay. So as you're probably aware, not everyone actually buys within the first 24 hours of clicking your ad. You know, that's insane. It obviously depends on your product, but for absolutely most people out there, it is absolutely not feasible that someone clicks your ad and then converts an hour later or within 10 minutes, right? That never, ever happens. And in fact, this conversion delay increases the more sort of high value your product is. Think about it. When's the last time you impulse bought a Rolex, right? When's the last time you impulse bought a house? When's the last time you impulse bought a new laptop? You put in research, right? So you search, you click an ad, you may shop around, you may like something, bookmark it, whatever the hell, right? The buying journey is super, super complex. And in the event of this particular client, it's of course very complex because, you know, buying solar panels or something for your house is not cheap, right? It's quite expensive. It's a well thought out purchase. Okay. Basically, what you want to be looking at, if you head to goals and then measurement and then select your purchase metric, you can go on path metrics, I think it is, and then you can select your conversion action, that is purchase, and then head to first click, and then you can actually see the length it takes for all of your purchases in the chosen time frame from first interaction to purchase, how long that takes, and you'll be very surprised. Most of our clients are sort of usually between 3 and 5 days, but we have clients where it takes up to 3 weeks for someone to make a purchase decision, okay? The same goes for leads, same goes for offline leads, right? So we have one client, they do 24-hour care. They're like a care provider, and there it takes 5 days from someone to make an inquiry to actually purchasing the service. Now, what implication does this have? It has a huge implication how you sort of, what your strategy regarding Google Ads must be, and also how you actually judge performance and how you actually judge your Google Ads performance and how often you make changes. Because what happened with this client, they came to me and said, Google Ads doesn't work for us. And the first thing I asked was, so how long have you been running ads? And they said, well, about a month. And then I said, okay, so you've got a month's data. Do you actually know how long it takes for someone to purchase with you? And they said, no idea. And I said, well, it takes about 3 weeks, 17 days, I think it was. So based on the fact that one click takes on average 17 days from the little data even that you have, you're saying Google Ads doesn't work just based on the last 30 days. What if we meet in 3 weeks' time again and then look at that data? I can pretty much assure you that there will be more conversions coming from there. And he said, well, how do I look at this? How do I check that? Well, and there comes the metric which you are waiting for. And that is, if you actually head into your columns within the Google Ads account and go to the conversion section, you will see a metric called conversions by conversion time and conversion value by conversion time. What does this mean? It means that the following. So imagine you're buying a PlayStation 5, right? Today is the 3rd of July, okay? So today, at the time of recording, it's the 3rd of July. Imagine someone on the 1st of June, so over a month ago, clicked an ad of mine for, let's say I've got an imaginary client who sells PlayStation 5s. On the 1st of June, they looked for a PlayStation 5, they clicked an ad, and they've since then been in the funnel, okay? Now, today on the 3rd of July, they have finally decided to pull the trigger and they ended up purchasing. When you look at conversions, sort of historically, right, then, or like traditionally, like as in normal conversions in your Google Ads account, then, although the person bought today, the conversion would be attributed to their first click in the campaign and keyword, whatever product, on the 1st of June of last month, okay? The metric conversion by conversion time, however, would attribute the sale to today, okay? So the 3rd of July. And let's say for my shop, whichever I do, I sell gaming consoles, it takes on average exactly 30 days for someone from the first click till they make a purchase decision. That means that any data I look in the last 30 days, up until, generally speaking, maybe the first week of June now, is totally meaningless, because everyone who's purchased in the second week, or who came through an ad on the 2nd week of June, the 3rd week of June, the 4th week of June, now even in the 1st week of July, all of those purchases are yet to happen, okay? That is why conversions and conversion value, and then of course ROAS, so that is conversion value divided by cost, is not always a very good metric to actually judge success. Instead, what is a much better metric, once you have actually had several purchase cycles history in Google Ads, let's say mine is exactly now 1 month with this imaginary console client, and I've got about 5 or 6 months of data, I can quite confidently say that all of the purchases from the clicks from month 1 have happened in the 2nd month of the business. All of the clicks from the 2nd month of the business have happened generally in the 3rd month of the business, and so on and so on. That means if I now look at conversions by conversion time and conversion value by conversion time, let's say I'm in month 6, right? And I already quite consistently know that it takes exactly a month for someone to buy, sort of on average. I can actually look at this month's data then already and judge performance, because if I assume that, of course, people continue with their purchasing behavior in that fashion, I know that this week's purchases have all come from clicks from last month, and that means I can actually use this week's data to predict how much more I can scale. This is quite difficult to wrap your head around, but all this lesson is about is to understand conversion delay, the difference between actual conversions by click date, which would be attributed to when the click happened, and conversions by conversion time, which are attributed to the day they actually went over the line. And think about it this way. For instance, let's say we go back to the exact sort of sample that I said before. I look at the 1st week of June and I now see oh, by conversions by click date, they have all now started to come through. The first week of June was actually really good. But what could have happened is that maybe in the second week of June, I would have looked at the conversions of the first week of June and thought, Christ, this week has been rubbish. I've actually lowered my budget, right? I need to lower my budget. I need to maybe tighten up ROAS targets, etc. In order to hit my goal. But in reality, a month later, in the first week of July, I'm now looking at conversions by click date, all of the clicks that happened in the first week of June, and I may actually realize that performance has really been good. So conversions by conversion time actually tell me a little bit more about if behavior is consistent, I can judge the data better. So in the second week of June, I would have looked at all of the conversions by conversion time that actually happened in the first week of June. These were clicks back in May, right? And I could have seen, wow, the ROAS is really good. I can actually scale, although it doesn't look like it. And that's how you outgun competitors, because when you interpret the data correctly, you make brave decisions which will blow your competitors out the park. Now, I also want to reveal a metric which you may want to look at, and that is ROAS by conversion time. You won't find this in the Google Ads account, but you can actually make a custom column. And to do that, you can head to your columns and then create custom column. There's a blue button where you can do that. And then you do the following calculation. You take conversions by conversion value by conversion time, and then divide it by cost. Save this to your manager account, save this to your account. And with that, you've got another metric in the bag through which you can analyze performance and through which you can just judge how good your Google Ads account actually performs. So I really hope this has been helpful. Let me know in the comments, let me know on social media. But if you want more Google Ads advice and expert tips, always don't hesitate to reach out. You can email me at jeremy@younganddigital.marketing. You can find me on LinkedIn as Jeremy Young Google Ads. Or you can visit our website, younganddigital.marketing, and book a free consultation via my Calendly. Whether it's PPC management you need, one-to-one coaching, or you're completely new and just want to learn Google Ads, we're here to support your growth and your journey in e-commerce and in your business. This has been Jeremy Young, your dedicated Google Ads expert, and I'm wishing you a productive and successful week ahead, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Google Ads Unleashed. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. If you found value in today's podcast, please share it with others and leave a rating and a review. For more information or to connect with Jeremy, check him out online at www.younganddigital.marketing. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.